but mostly just the replay this time because nobody else is in here. What up, replay? How you doing? Today we're gonna be with the one, the only, the Will V Cain, and you can find him at his Instagram at I'm at risk. That's right, because he's always at risk. And I'll be the other guy today. Yes. Be the other red panda today, and you can find me at Mad Hatter TV, but with two D's on that Instagram, because sometimes, ladies, one D just isn't enough. That's why we got two D's for the Mad Hatter. But remember, it's Mad Hatter TV.
Also, for the fellas and the non-binary.
Non-binary, Jesus.
It doesn't really matter. Lots of different types of people can use two D's.
Lots of different people can use two D's. Oh, I think that could be a topic for later. All right, well, let's just jump right. Ooh, could you turn your mic down just a little bit? You know, you gotta move it to the.
What do you like? Where's the volume?
It's right in between it all. Oh, wow. Look at him go. Oh shit. Whoops! Oh, we messed everything up. Oh, we messed everything up. You just keep cheating you for a second. That's like the worst green screen ever right there. Damn. There we go. No, just, yeah, you'll be fine. I can just hear me. Like, damn it, I can hear me through yours. I don't know why it's doing that. It's picking up all of you. Jesus. Okay, there we talk.
Hello. I was born in '87.
You were born when?
In 1987.
Okay, that'll work.
It was an accident.
It was an accident?
My parents did not plan to have me.
Damn, that sucks.
It tore their relationship apart. My
Are
mom
we being,
wanted
Are
to
we
be
being
there.
serious?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, oh, damn. Well, do you want to stay sitting this close? Well, anyways, let's just.
I think it's fine.
I think we'll be all right. So today, I think the topics will be dark humor and motivation. I don't know what the hell that'll mean, but so when I think of dark humor, though, and so I wanted to bring that up is, have you ever done something where it's just so bad you have to laugh?
Something that I've done that's bad that I
Like,
have to laugh.
okay, think about it after. Like, have something so bad happen to you that afterwards you just had to laugh.
Well, is that dark humor or like just embarrassment? Like it would. Like, are you asking me if I've ever done something that's been bad
Either or.
and still laughed
Yeah,
at
yeah,
it?
yeah. Yeah, like, have you ever done anything bad?
I've done lots of bad things. I mean, I'm like a recovering bad thing doer.
A recovering
Bad thing
bad
doer.
thing
Mm-hmm.
doer.
Yeah, mostly everyone that's ever been in my life back in Brooklyn. I mean, emotionally, so a couple of times physically, attacked a couple of my friends, but that's over a decade ago for sure.
Well, sometimes those are the best ones.
The best
Okay.
ones.
Okay. So, what about one done against you? Like, have you ever had anyone done something so bad to you where now, like at the time, made you so mad? Wait, I don't know. You wanted to like break shit, or maybe you even did break something, but where you just got so raw, where now it's kind of, an LOL.
Oh man, well, like it's a tough one. I'm trying to think back on like something that like, because I appreciate all the experiences I've had, regardless of whether they were beneficial or destructive, hurtful at times. And so I take all those experiences in like great value because I really appreciate the person I am today. So I can laugh at like almost like everything I've done, but like what's something that's actually like something that I've done or that's something that's been done to me that is now funny. I mean, there were things that I thought were funny back in the day, but are not really funny now.
Yeah, that'll happen.
All right, this one's pretty bad. So, I was 23 years old. I was living in Brooklyn Um, Shared an apartment with my childhood best friend, O Dizzy B Dizzy. Um,
Wait. You really called a guy busy?
O Dizzy B
Dizzy,
Dizzy.
be dizzy.
Right. Dizzy, O being O, Dizzy being dog, and then B being blood. He was his
Jesus.
nickname was O Dog, and he was a blood since he
O-Dog.
was 14. Um, and we were sharing an apartment together, and our apartment was like just straight debauchery. Like people would show up to our apartment and not leave for like 2 or 3 days because it was fantastical. It was filled
Lingerers.
because there was like they've never been
No
to a
rules.
place like it, right?
They had to go back to moms and dads afterwards, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the evolution of the apartment was pretty interesting because he got kicked out of his father's house, and his father agreed to help him one last time, and he sat both of us down. He goes, "Well," he goes, "I know that you're trying to do your thing. I think you're a good kid, but I want to let you know right now that this is the last thing I'm ever gonna do for O Dizzy, O Dog."
Like you're cut off.
So he put down the down. So we found an apartment that our friend was leaving from. It was in Bensonhurst, a famously known Italian neighborhood, right? Very little minorities there while we were there, in a 4 apartment private home, and he put down the down payment for us. So O didn't have a job. I was working at the movie theater, and it was the worst time of my life, right? I was excessively drinking. I had started doing drugs, right? This is the period of my life where I hurt people.
Is this where it started, or are we midway?
What, like where I started hurting people?
Yeah.
About midway, yeah. So, so one day I come home from work and O is in his room with 2 dudes and 2 girls, right? And they were drinking like
Sounds like a fun party.
they're drinking like malt liquor, right? Like like the tall boy cans of like 11% out. Like this, it didn't seem like the type of party that I wanted to be a part of, right? So I just excused myself, and I went to bed. So
Eyes move.
right. So I wake up, and now there is always there, and one short blonde girl, right? Her name is Harley, but O calls her Magic because since she's gotten there, she found like his 2 stashes of bud that he hadn't been able to find like in a week, right? So her nickname is now Magic. And
Because now she found it.
so Magic has no place to go, right?
Oh, that's not good.
So they had the dudes that were there had met her in the park and brought her to our apartment.
And she got nowhere to go.
Right.
Bad.
And so everyone had slept over that night, but O told them in the morning that they had to go. And Magic looked at O, and he was like, "Except you." So now Magic is now living with us.
Ooh.
Right.
Yo, you didn't sign up for that.
No, and he also has a pretty long time girlfriend.
So he was cheating on his. So he was cheating on his long-term girlfriend. And then realized she was stuck. So now what happens with a long-term girl? I mean, we're into this now. What happens to a long-term girlfriend?
So when the long-term girlfriend comes over to our apartment, guess whose room she's hiding in? Right. Now, like 4 or 5 days a week, like during
You're fine.
from like from like 1 p.m. to like 3 a.m. in the morning. Like I'm not home, right? I'm at work
So
and
that's
I'm
not too
partying
bad.
out.
She's just hiding in your room.
Right. Right. Except things have gone sour before with other women he's hidden in our room.
Yeah, well, I mean, you start hiding the girl in the room, and he's already got a girlfriend.
Right. So now Magic is cooking. She's cleaning. There is
That's
this.
a tunnel, buddy.
What?
That's a tunnel, buddy.
What's a tunnel?
means you shared the same tunnel.
Metaphorically, like what kind of tunnel?
Yeah, metaphorically, you shared the same tunnel.
What does the tunnel represent? I don't understand.
Never mind. I'd let that sit.
So she's cooking and cleaning. We take her out, but she doesn't like have ID, so like we have to like have right. So like it's
Jesus.
so always like having sex with her and letting her stay because she's like doing her part in the apartment. But it comes to the point where Magic no longer wants to have sexual relationships with and she's not really
ran its course.
she's not really contributing to the apartment anymore. And so we knew this dude named Dreams who used to sell like nickel bags to junior high school kids for $20, like 10 blocks away from where we lived, right? Pretty decent neighborhood, so the kids had the money for it. Dreams's girlfriend just happened to be a local stripper, right? And so O is like, listen, yo, Magic, if you want to stay with us, you have to start contributing. You have to start providing some rent, right? You have to,
Did he pimp her out, make her be a stripper?
So that was sort of like the idea, right? She seemed to agree with it. So she was open to it at the time, and so now Dreams is there. I'm there with my buddy Jay. O is there. Magic is there, and Dreams' girl, I forget her name. Let's call her Diamond. Right?
Diamond.
So Diamond gives Magic some lingerie, and she's trying to teach Magic how to strip and make money.
A Diamond teaching Magic. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Then this is all added up.
Right, so it's me. We're in O's room. Everybody's there. Me and Jay are on the couch, and Diamond is like, "If you don't eat pussy, then you gotta leave." And so me and Jay got up because I'm like, "Guys, it's not the type of party I want to be a part of."
Yep, time to go.
Right. So, it doesn't work out. Right. She doesn't start stripping.
Of course not.
Right. O gets really upset because nothing has changed.
He saw all that money.
Right. And I come home one day and Magic is no longer there.
Oh, he dipped. Did he leave out?
Magic left.
The girl.
The stray.
She knew it was coming. She probably was like, I'm getting kicked out anyways. But I mean, that's the scary part. Is she doesn't have anything to hold her down anyways. And then you're always like, damn, what is she going to steal from me on the way out, right?
No, I mean, she was sweet.
You didn't feel worried about it?
No, I felt more like, I don't know. I felt more like someone, when I spoke with her, like, it's going to be okay. Like, our friends donated clothes to her, so she had, right? Like,
you like quit it, you're fine.
But, like, what's fucked up is that, like a week after she left, I was going through my closet and I found like this piece of cardboard that she had written on, right? And it was basically like a suicide note. And
that's so scary.
And it was like thanking me for it was thanking me for like being there for her and being supportive and stuff. And and it was like dated a few days before she left. Like Magic is fine right now.
We've established.
But a week or two after that, O's daughter's mother calls him up and was like, "Hey, like, that girl Magic, like, we know who she is. She lives in Sunset Park. Oh. Did you know that she was only 14?
Oh. How would you have known? But that goes back. That's why she had no ID.
I mean, like, I was so like in the trenches at the time, and so like caught up with my own emotional distress and anger, like all these things I was going through. So, I had people were like, "Dude, she looks young." I was like, she said she's 19. I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna. I'm not having any like physical relationship. I don't give a fuck. right?
You're just like, this is my
And I just like
buddy's.
brushed it off
This
almost.
is my buddy's deal. That's a tough one.
I mean, it was fucked up. And when I was like 24, I was working on a web series where I was like telling stories about my life. And so my homegirl who lives upstate, she grew up not privileged, but she went to a decent high school. She went to a pretty good college, right? Like
She did all right.
like the hood was like far removed from her. And I was telling the story like as if it was a joke, right? And she goes, "Well, that's not funny." And I was like, "What do you mean it's not funny?" It's like it's not funny that like she lied to us and she was actually 14. She goes, "No, that's a felony." I was like,
Yep, it is.
and so like really
That's right.
like
yes, it is.
so like at the time, I mean, it really like kind of shifted my perspective on it because like we could have gotten in so much fucking trouble for having that girl in our apartment, you know? And
Yes.
and I mean now, if I had a roommate and they were bring some rando in, I would be off the bat be like, there's no like no way.
Well, that comes with age, right? But unfortunately, once you're not even unfortunately, that's life. Fortunately, once you're 18, you're expected to be the same way you are when you're 36 or 72. Like 18, 36, 72. Yeah, I'm just doubling numbers, but it's fine. Same expectations.
In what sense?
Like, damn, when you got to be like, bro, come on, man, we got to see some ID, or this math ain't adding up, or like, buddy.
Right, it's obvious now.
Yeah.
It's super obvious now. I mean, like 95% of the time, though, I was shit-faced, you know. So it's not like I was like thinking deeply on what was occurring in my household, right? Because what we had
You
graduated,
start losing days.
we had graduated, right? So like, O didn't have a job, so he had to make money. So we started getting bud through dreams. Started moving bud, right?
So
Then
we got bud through dreams. We met this stripper named Diamond, and we were hanging out in that.
And after that, we found one of our homies from Lancaster. Her boyfriend was from the Bronx, and he got us Eve for like $1.25 a pop, and we just fucking, I mean, and then after that, O got into a coke and crack route.
Have you ever thought about writing your life as Breaking Bad?
Well, I'm writing a memoir about my experiences.
Maybe instead of a memoir, make it like a TV show.
There's like elements of cinematic, so it's a collection of my writing. So like, there's short stories, there's short screenplays. So they can definitely be like converted into a TV show.
That'd be dope. We definitely had different ideas. I guess maybe. So when I was thinking dark humor, my first thought was more like my parents used. So later in life, they told me that I look at it. It was a different time, but they used to intentionally piss me off sometimes because they knew I would throw a temper tantrum. I would yell at them, and then I'd go to my room and go to bed for the night.
Oh, just trying to have some solo time?
Yeah, those little fuckers.
That's just manipulative.
But imagine knowing that you're going to set your kid off and that your kid is literally going to yell at you, storm off, and I'm sure, I'm so glad there weren't cell phones. They would have recorded that shit. I'd have been like TikTok-y famous, where they would have set me up and half the internet be like, that's genius, and he goes to bed right away afterwards.
I don't know. It's like I disagree with like influencer or social media famous families. You know, especially like parents of like toddlers, and you know, like
that's what I'm
kids
saying.
don't have control. Like
you can't even know whether you want to be there or not.
Right. So like we grew up in a time where like we were sort of like in our like teens, early 20s, when we controlled what pictures of us are on the internet. Like these kids who grow up now, they have no choice.
But it was
They
a
have this
different
whole
thing
web
of hiding.
identity before they can they even understand what social media is.
Yep. Well, I feel like in that case, I got to grow up at the perfect age where the very first girl I went out with, I had to call her house phone. And when you call the house phone, you're like, "Hi, Mr. So-and-so, is so-and-so." And so I had to do that. I almost use names. Let's not. But, so, going from that era, or I remember Geocities where you would make your own website, but then you wouldn't want your family to find it. But then that right away taught you, like, okay, what do I post online for my friends, and what do I post online for everybody to see? And so you started learning because in a weird way you were smarter than the older folk. Where now the older folk is me, and now I've been doing this, and in a weird way, I feel like we've always been just smarter because I was getting it before my folks got to play with it, and I knew I understood more than them. And now I look at it like I'm smarter than the younger folk because they're not well trained like how we had to be. But then at a certain level, I mean, I know I had AOL at the age of 12.
Mm-hmm.
I know because my password was like, I'm 12 and something. It was like, no, I literally wrote, I'm 12 and then 1, 2. That was my first password. And so, I grew up on that right away, understanding of like, okay, some of this shit my folks can't know about. Gotta hide it, find my own version of like, nowadays the web browsers have incognito.
Right.
And so you started 12 years old. You understood, okay, these are for the family, these are for the boys. Kids these days they just share everything. I don't think they realize that, like, okay, yep, that's getting out to everybody.
Well, like, I guess I've had this Facebook for 12 years. The first one I had to get rid
It's
of
quite the
because
commitment.
the first one I had to get rid of because I was you spoke about dark humor. I was like posting just like like things that'll like
Would
the
you
most
post it
edgiest of like
blacked out and wake up and look at it the next day and be like, oh, shh. Like, because
Well, when I was black-
I've never ever done that, and I wouldn't mind tapping into like, how does that almost happen where suddenly you get these emotions going and then you just want to share with everyone? Because usually where I'm going with this is the drunk you usually has a lot to do with the real who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it takes you that getting blacked out, but your first thought is, I'm shit, maybe not the right thoughts because you're blacked out, but you're still like, bro, I need to share all my thoughts with you on social media. Does that mean maybe low-key you're into it and want it more than others? Because I've never, ever, ever got blacked out. I've never, ever gotten blacked out or thought, I should go on Facebook or Instagram. In fact, I'm always, because of what we were just talking about, I'm always just the opposite. Like, I don't let myself go on Instagram or Facebook when I'm that shit can. Maybe I'll take a picture, maybe, but that's it.
Well, I felt like I was like saying things and making jokes about things that like most people wouldn't, and so I felt like I was being brave, right? And this is like along the lines where like you started to come across these articles where just like, oh, now companies are starting to check your social media, your Facebook, to see the types of things you post before they hire you, and as like a fucking act of like rebellion, I'm like, I am not gonna let fucking society depict the things that I like, like control the things that I say, or make me fucking censor myself, from the things that I say. And the reason why I got tattoos on my wrist was like, they said that I would never be able to get a good job with tattoos on my wrist. I'm like, whatever, right? And so I was
so
just
you're just
straight
like,
rebellion.
yeah, watch this.
Just watch this, right?
Just
And
watch this. Here's my wrist. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
But then when I kind of woke up from like this daze that was in, I realized that my Facebook is not what I want to like represent me as a human being. Like at least the things that I put, like that I had posted, right? Because like if you were to like talk to me in person, right? You 99% of the time you're gonna have a good interaction with me, sometimes uplifting, sometimes philosophical, sometimes it's just at least like deep conversations, right? But then like there are these moments where I mean, I'd black out, and that's that 1%. I was like, shit, man. Will kind of like Will's cool, except for that one time when he threw one garbage bag from one sidewalk to the other.
Okay, well that shit's funny. I I mean, I've done some dumb shit drunk. These things happen. But again, I guess it goes back to the, like, I still never jumped on and was like, I'm gonna get on Facebook. But the word that I really caught is you felt brave, and so it went back to the first one of like, got your beer goggles on, didn't you? Thought you were feeling brave, posted shit on Facebook that you normally wouldn't post, and then year, month, whatever, let's just say days later, you realize, yeah, this doesn't represent me.
No. I was sober. I was posting like edgy, dark shit, and
shit.
like sober. I was like, I'm doing something. Like I'm not, like I said, rebelling.
Yeah, you're
Make,
right. Yeah.
Making people laugh out of just straight shock value. But when I would black out, it'd be nothing would be funny about what I'm posting. It would be like everybody can catch these hands. It was more of my like anger.
Would
my
people
anger
know
issues.
your shit, Ken, by like the second or third day of this?
Oh, I mean, there's yeah.
Now, okay, so then this will tie you into the. At what point do you either A, cut a buddy off or help a buddy? Because I mean, you gotta, I mean, in my case, like I recently had somebody do that, and I didn't cut them off. I was even loaning them money almost up to their very last day. But at what point was maybe that detrimental, or like how do you approach someone, or how do you just be like, buddy, I'm cutting you off, or how do you be like, buddy, I'm gonna take you to the loony bin today.
Right. So I think in my case, like a lot of in like the dark times of my life, 2009 to like 2011, I spent a lot of the people I hung out with were at the movie theater. We worked together, right?
At the movie theater. Oh, like coworkers.
Coworkers, right? So yeah, I'd be hungover, sometimes buzzed still, right? But most interactions with me were pleasant, right? I gave people advice. I'm not a judgmental person, and so a lot of people saw that I was going through something, and there were blips in my in who I was as a person that sometimes became violent or destructive, angry, and because of that, I was fortunate enough for all of them to stick by me, right? Because it wasn't really like it wasn't like really taking affecting their life. I think when
that's a big key.
When someone's just so emotionally draining and is refusing to take any advice at times, and you're having the same conversations with them, and it's like sometimes it's just like financially motivated, and it's just you can love a person, but if like 80, 60, 70% of the experiences that you have with them are like draining, destructive, toxic, I think it's time for you to remove yourself from that person for a little bit, at least, whether it's a friend, family, coworker.
Well, okay, so the biggest thing that I caught is motivation. And when you know the motivation is bad, like whether they're going to need, say, a ride to work, or money, or a ride to work and money, at a convenience, right? But so at what point you got to be like, damn, this guy's been there for me and helped me so long, where it's like, all right, shithead's a little inconvenient, but he's earned his keep. And I feel like maybe that's in your case where you're like, I'm not hurting anybody, but I mean, am I hurting me and letting everybody see it, especially with the Facebook post? And so that goes back to the like, when should a buddy like step in and be like, come on, man, come on, one too many.
I mean, soon. I think people should catch it soon, as soon as they notice it. You know, I think the first time they make the first time they get too wasted and they, and you have to take care of them, or they are, you know, there's a they portray violence, violent behaviors to themselves or to you, to others, right? Where now you have to, babysitting is okay, right? If someone got a little too drunk and just like, shit, man, let me walk you to your car, let me walk you and call you a car. That's different from like, holy shit, I'm seeing this side of you that I haven't seen ever, and it's like you're putting your fist through like a car window. Like, that's not something I want to be a part of, right? And so you have to talk to them right away. I mean, you don't want these behaviors to continue, and you know, like, everyone's gonna react to a situation like that differently. Sorry, I was just drunk. Being just drunk is not an excuse.
Well, there's being drunk, but then you gotta accept it. I don't use it as an excuse. You just like, all right, I'm drunk. What did I do? How can we not do that again? And that's not acceptable. But at least, you know, the one thing I get, you gotta own your shit. The quicker you just own up to it, to say you okay, the better everything moves on for sure. Yeah, that's a good point though.
What
you definitely gotta approach that right away.
Right now with O Dizzy, Be Dizzy, like I'm in Vegas because of him. Like, he was my friend who lived out here. He had to leave like after.
Oh, right on.
What was that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he had to. So after that apartment, we got evicted, obviously. So,
Oops.
which that's just like a really like a really quick little blip of our experience in that place. But yeah, we got evicted. I went back to my mom's apartment, just maybe like a mile away, and he had no
That's
place to
convenient.
go. So he ended up moving into this person who used to sell crack to.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And so he had started smoking crack in our apartment, like just maybe like 4 months before we left, because his girlfriend had broken up with him, and so now that he's just living in this trap house, right? Selling crack, smoking crack, had a son, got into the shelter system, got kicked out of the Brooklyn shelter system, got kicked out of Manhattan, ended up in the Bronx, like in the fucking shits. Like, I'm talking about like people were shooting at his projects, you know, like at 4 p.m. You know, at his shelter, and
oh hell no.
so his mom lives out here. His mom left him when he was in elementary school, and so she felt bad because she wasn't a big part of his life, and so she was like, "Hey, bring your
Make up
girl,
for it?
bring your son, and you can stay with me, and I can find you a place." And he was doing pretty well for a little bit. Had a couple jobs, and I moved out here. The day I moved out here, he was evicted from his apartment, and so, yeah, even out here, he lived with me one time. I gave him like a week to get his shit together.
A week is all it takes. From experience, if you really want to grind it here, 1 week you can be in the Seagull Suites, and in 1 month of the Seagull Suites, you can be in your own damn apartment. You just need one buddy to give you 1 week.
I started off in Seagull Suites.
That's what I'm saying. And it only takes 1 week to save up for that shit. If you on your grind, you on your hustle, damn, I'll walk out that door right now and figure out how to pay for the Seagull Suite. It's cheap enough.
And this is the type of shit where, like, I've been, he's my brother. Known each other since 2nd grade, 7 years old. Been through like so much shit together. And like, he ran the streets. I 9 to 5 them. I did my dirt. Like, I co-piloted with him when he was selling drugs. Like, I enabled that behavior. I got my shit together. I started doing well. I thought he would follow suit. I haven't seen him in 3 years.
Oh damn! Is
He's
he still out here?
He's currently homeless out here.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And this is what I deal with, right? It's like, so as a friend, should I go reach out to him?
Well,
I mean, but I
okay,
also
so-
there's nothing that I can really offer. I don't want to like I don't. He's not gonna live with me.
So we talked about this. We talked about this a while ago. So I did date a girl who was not running, but she was a manager at one of these homeless shelters for a while. Pretty, cool chick, cool job. And the one thing that always pointed out to me is that whenever they would hit 80%, if they did it for over 2 weeks, this state has funding, so much funding they'll duplicate that shit and make another building. But they never, ever, ever hit over 50%, and you're like, wait,
What?
but why? Because they don't want to get sober. And so, I mean, you can reach out. The thing is I guess if it was like, okay, so if it was one of my good buddies, a best buddy, I mean, all right, we'll use, hopefully he won't get mad. We'll use Scott, for example. If things all of a sudden went south with Scott, and he was in that example, like you said, I wouldn't be able. I mean, shit. Even to this day, I can't get that man to do anything he doesn't want to do.
Right.
There's no way. That is his own man. That said, you can still be there, give suggestions, give food, give like, buddy, you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It goes back to what would be convenient, but what could still help somebody. And so I think for me, if the roles were reversed in that case with that, I would definitely, and I mean, I know he never will, but like I would probably go give him beer, enable him a little bit, give him some food, and just be like, buddy, I'm here for you. Reach out, call me, text me, whatever. Make sure, he's good. If he needs little things, it's situational. Hairbrush, toothpaste, whatever the hell.
Right.
Very situational.
Yeah, I mean,
and
2018 it was diagnosed with schizophrenia, so I.
had to go something with that too. That's a tough one.
So I mean, I'm not.
But so sometimes you have to. So again, schizophrenia or not, they still. I do believe know good and bad and right from wrong. Now they might see things. They might have. Sometimes bad is going to happen. But so I don't think you or me are equipped to help any of them. But am I willing to be like, oh yeah, bro, you're gonna sober up? I'll give you a fucking ride. I'll take you over to the shelter. Hopefully they'll take good care of you. And if not, let me know. I'll come take you to another one. Like, yeah, I got you on some food. You need some gas, but you can only help so much. At the end of the day, there's no rooms at the end of the road, right? Like, if a buddy's down on his luck and he's got his shit together, sober in that sense, sure, I'll put you up for a week. But if you're still out getting shit canned, you're day one off of drugs, now I'm taking you to rehab. I can't have you at my house. And there's a big difference between someone who's got a proven track record and they're already on that track record to success and they just need a couple days versus somebody who's out there shit can demolishing himself. But you can still try and figure out in your own way how to be a positive influence or be that reminder of like, buddy, somebody's still here for you. Somebody's still watching you. Like, nah, I'm not gonna let you in my house, and you made this bed, but I'll help you try and get a new and better bed. Yeah.
I think part of it is just I'm upset with him. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I just feel like he's like we had so many we've had he's one of the most intellectual people I've ever met. Both top class every single grade in elementary school, both 98, 97 percentile math and reading state scores.
Who said you
Both
don't
went
have
to
be
gifted
mad?
program, right? And then so like we were supposed to take over the world together, and the world took over him. And I've helped him so many times. Like I've looked the way on I just like looked away on everything, right?
Yep.
Him like me loaning him money, never paying him back. Like him
Those were
selling my fucking
donations.
Xbox, right? Like things like financial things that I shouldn't let come between my friendship because I know he was like going through things that he cannot control. But it's just like, man,
It's what do
if
you
I'm-
do with
I'm-
it going forward? How do you handle it?
I don't feel like I have the mental space or the emotional space currently, even the financial space to even offer any sort of fucking hand. And it's like I don't even know if I want to put myself in that situation. Too like it's so fucked up because I mean I love the dude. He's my brother.
It goes back to you can only do so much. But unfortunately, the first word is convenience. And if you got some free time, you know where he's at, and you are able to bring him a banana and a sandwich and be like, hey, buddy, I'm not willing to do much else. I can't do much else, but, yo, here's a good sandwich, man. It's good seeing you again. And to double down on that, would you rather be... Oh, sorry. I hit a button. I didn't mean to. Would you rather be more mad at him today, or would you rather be mad at him and yourself if you found out he was dead, knowing that maybe you could have brought him 20 bananas and a sandwich, and maybe that 50 a sandwich would have got him to rehab? And again, it is absolutely a convenience thing. You don't we were talking about say Buddy Travis at Murder Mart and how bad of an idea it is when you're just around shitty people all day. And you're getting paid to be around shitty people and basically daycare at the nursery at the daycare. It literally brings you down. Now look where homie's at now. Like shit, man. That's, and so you can only bring yourself or allow yourself to be around that so much because you don't want to be brought down too. You're supposed to bring each other up. And unfortunately, if only one's bringing the other up, man, you can only do that for them so much. Otherwise, they're just going to bring your ass down.
And I feel like my tank has been exhausted for help. I mean, I've been expecting the news of his death for so long that yeah, of course I would be sad. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
I mean, and I don't know, right? Because hindsight is 2020. I don't know if I would be like, oh man, I knew he was in jail in 2020. I should have went and saw him. Oh man, I just reached out to his mom the other day because she's currently taking care of his son who's in junior high school, and I want to reconnect with the mom and the son, and that's where I found out that he's been homeless for the last couple of years, and yeah, man, I don't know, because my life is good right now, right? There's things that need improvement, like my motivation, self-motivation, discipline, a little, but yeah, I don't know if I can take in another.
Sorry. Is that not maybe the motivation of, holy shit, look how good your life is? And I've listened to your story. You were one turn away from being that guy. You were one bad day from fully committing to that bullshit. You were so close to being that guy. And so I guess that goes back to he's really your brother. Yeah, fine. Your tank's empty. I guess to make it about me in a second, that was what I was saying is I don't feel like I did enough for my good buddy. And so now I'm angry at him and at me because I think what he did was selfish and unfortunate. Now he's not here and I can't even yell at him and let him know that now I'm angry at him. But now I'm mad at myself because I didn't see the signs or I didn't understand, or maybe I could have opened my door up that one more time or helped out in one, or lent him a couple more dollars or whatever. But
no, so that's
at a certain point, it's like
that's the wrong thought. So that's the wrong mindset because I mean you can only do so much for a person, right? I have a lot of empathy, and so.
It took a village to get him there. I didn't do that.
I connect with most people that I meet. It's if you meet me and we have a conversation and you don't like me, there's most likely a problem with you more so than me, right? Because I'm chill,
I've seen
I'm
that before.
right?
That's facts.
And but I had such deep empathy that my friends and just people on the street, coworkers, right? They'll come up to me with their problems, and I would listen to them. I wouldn't judge them. I would offer advice. I'd offer an ear, right? And then I would watch them leave, and then completely disregard everything I said or whatever, and then continue to do whatever they were doing that was fucking up in the first place, right? And so it fucked with me.
They gotta help themselves.
It messed with me, right? Because the first time. Try to commit suicide. I was like, how come I didn't know? How come I didn't see it? I could have been there.
Yep.
I mean, but at the end of the day, right? If you're a good friend, if you're there for them, if you don't judge them, if you're an ear, right? If you can point them to the right resources or information that might be able to help them with their situation, right? That's great. Once they leave, though, whatever they do is not on you anymore. There's nothing you can do to help them, because sometimes people just talk to fucking talk, or they think they want help and they don't want help, and then it's addiction is hard. Fucking life is just hard in general. Everyone is in the fucking shits. Everyone's going through their own fucking bullshit, and it's not my responsibility to make sure everyone's okay. So I'll be there for you. I'll support you. I'll give you information. You know, I'll find you resources. But once you leave my presence, whatever you fucking do is on you. And I'm not going to take that responsibility of I should have been there. I should have picked up a call. I should have reached out more. I'm not anymore. Just like, and that's how I feel. That's sort of how I feel right now. I did a lot. I worked, like, you know, like I listened a lot. I tried my best. And I'm not fucking Captain Save-A-Ho. So, I mean, I just can't anymore. Especially, I don't know.
Nailed it. You can only put on so many superhero capes for so many people, and in your case, well, tits, good buddy, you already got 2 girls that you're playing superhero for. That's a lot of capes to be wearing all on its own.
That's what I'm saying with my wife and my daughter. Like, there's already so much on the table, and more so than anything, I want to be there for them. I want to
absolutely.
I want to have the mental and emotional energy to thrive with them, to be there for them, support them, and I think that's probably the biggest factor that's happening, like that's going on right now, and why I haven't tried to even find this dude in the street, right? Because
the cape you're not ready to wear yet.
And there's literally, I don't think there's any, like, except for the fact that he'll, you know, like him being appreciated. I mean, I guess that's, I don't know.
Well, I feel like maybe keep it at the simplest thing of just offer your phone number to his mom, and when mom sees the boy, just let him know that he can hit you up to say hello or a text.
Just trying to figure it out.
I can't think of anything more basic than that, man. Situational. That said, this got really deep. I would say that was one of the more intense ones. Did you want to end it there? Maybe.
I think so. Was it dark? We didn't touch anything about motivation really, but
no. We
yeah,
just went right to the dark humor and ran with it.
Protect yourself. Protect your energy, your entity, your aura, whatever you believe in, your spirit, your soul, your wall that you put up. Communicating with people, socializing with people, it can be draining, right? And you be helpful toward your friends and family, to your neighbors, to people who need help on the streets. But at the same time, don't ever let that overwhelm you to the point where you are emotionally, mentally, and physically drained because of the people that are around you. And I think part of growing up is recognizing the people who are beneficial to your life and the people who are draining and toxic. And it took me a long time to figure that out. It took me a long time to figure out I was one of those people at a point.
Fuck, man, me too. Sometimes you just gotta look in the mirror and be like, oh shit, that's me. That's why they don't like me. That's why I didn't have this kind of group of friends, or that group of friends, or that's why all of my group of friends are this way instead of that way. That's a real one. Well, everybody, that was Will V. Cain. You can add him at I'm at Risk on Instagram. I'm the Mad Hatter. Add me at Mad Hatter TV on the Instagram. And we also have a cute little website, DTLV Good Buddies with a Z.com. Can't say there's a whole lot there, but every single podcast will be there 24 hours after this is done. So check that out. Our website has all our podcasts on them. Pretty cool, actually. Nice, basic, easy to see. Oh, and at our Instagram. And we'll see. Are you gonna hang on and do another one? Are we done?
I think we're done for today.
We're done. That was pretty deep. That was a good one.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, everybody. Same time. And I think I'm even gonna do my own little 15-minute podcast next week. So get ready for that, Ann. I know it's something you've been asking for. Yeah, so I'll have my own little 15-minute segment because I feel like that's about the amount of time that I always have to fill in for. So yeah, these things happen. Thanks everybody. Oh wait. It's like, and God bless each and every one of you, even if you don't believe. That's right. Too late. I already said it. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a great day. I'm the Mad Hatter. That's Will. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye, replay.